Hello and good morning. Welcome to New Forest Morphs. It's Saturday morning. Mandy's joining me, my beautiful wife, and we've got some good news. Clutch 29 is starting to shed out. So Mandy, come and have a look at these, because this is a massive clutch from Toast and Giovanni. Toast is our cinnamon possible lace girl. Giovanni is our super pastel banana G-stripe. So these are all 100% het for G-stripe. So we're going to set them up into their individual rubs. Jared's built some new rubs for these babies. And let's start with this one here, which is the cinnamon banana pastel 100% het for G-stripe. Okay, so that's a really beautiful animal. And then we've had two of these, so let's see if I can get the other one out as well. And I'll pull those two out, and you can see they may not have actually shed out those, because there are some sheds and some of them have shed out and some of them haven't, so I think these two are still yet to shed out. But we'll set them up in their rubs. While I do that, Mandy, zoom in on the ones that have shed out, and I'll put these into their new homes. So what other ones have we got here, Mandy? Can you see that we've got a banana that's shed out, and that one is all of them are pastel. I forgot to mention they're all pastel because this father is a super pastel. That's a pastel banana het G-stripe. I think we hit quite a few of these, Mandy. You can see there's some more in here I haven't shown you. So there's quite a lot here, but these two have shed out. So we've got 1, 2. Put that one over there. These are the ones that have shed out. How pretty are these, Mandy? Aren't they beautiful? Pastel bananas. If anyone's interested in a pastel banana het G-stripe, we've got 4. They'll all be available, and we'll put those in there. Have a look and see what else is in there, man. So we've got a pastel, we've got another pastel, and we've also got a cinnamon pastel, which is all het for G-stripe. So I'll put those in. And Jared, this is the new racking system, Mandy, that Jared set up. You want to come and have a look? So doesn't take long for a big clutch like this with 9 animals, and there's 24 slots here. It doesn't take long for them to fill up, and there we go. So there we go. So these are all the animals all set up. We'll put numbers on those, so there'll be clutch number 29 on those 9 snakes. So today what we're doing is we're going to be looking at some of our initial holdbacks. We've had quite a few of our early clutches shed out, and they've had plenty of meals. And what I've done, Mandy, is everything with the yellow tag on here is going to be a holdback. And I think what we'll do is we'll start with the first clutch, which is clutch number 2, and this was the Desert Ghost, double het Desert Ghost. And maybe if I can bring them back to you over here, Mandy, we can put them under the light, and I can show you why we're having the holdbacks and the ones that we're going to have. Have a look at that guy there. So clutch number 2 was a Desert Ghost entry girl to our Hercules, who's a entry pastel lesser leopard clown boy. So if you want to come a bit forward, Mandy, so you can see how beautiful they are. And what we're going to do is we're going to weigh them as well and see what weight they're coming. I think they're over 100 grams now, so maybe we won't weigh them. But the reason why we want to keep this boy, he looks like an anaconda, and so we like the look, and the head stamp looks beautiful. We love the golds in him, we love the leopard in him, and we love the fact that he's a super enchi. And because he's double het for DG Clown, we can actually use this in our projects going forwards. Everything guaranteed will be enchi, and we're hoping to produce Desert Ghost Clowns with enchi in them, with leopard in them, and with pastel as well. So that's the reason why we believe he's a very good holdback, and he'll be a fantastic asset to New Forest Morphs going forwards. So we were delighted to hit him. So there's our first holdback. Fortunately, we have some other babies from the clutch that are carrying quite a few of those genes as well, and these will be made available to our friends and to the Morph Market. But next week is our marketing week, where we'll be taking pictures and putting those up for everybody. So let's pick out the next one, which is in clutch number 2. So we're going to take probably 3 animals out of clutch number 2. So what you're looking to do here is you're looking to take at least 1 stud boy, and you want a couple of females to go with that project, because having a couple of females growing them on would be wonderful. So here we have, I think Mandy, you found this one a very pretty animal, didn't you, when you first came out of the egg? But just look how chunky that is. So there's your lesser leopard double het DG Clown, which has got pastel in as well, because you can tell by the head stamp. So a very powerful animal, and look at the hieroglyphics on the body. I think it's a wonderful holdback, and already it's 110, 120 grams. So they're eating well, putting on good weight, and they're eating rat fluffs at the moment. And I think you start them off with little pups, because normally when you're getting your hatchlings going, it's quite wise to start with small prey items and then to slowly build up to the fluffs and then progressively get going. It's better for the babies to have a positive experience with a small prey item than to have a negative experience with a prey item that's too big. And the way we work out the size of the prey item is normally the width of the rat or mouse should correspond with the width of the snake. Okay, so it's the width of the mouse or should correspond with the width of the snake. So you can see that that width is about that much, which means it can take a rat fluff comfortably. And you can see these ones have had, this one's had nearly 10 mils, and you can see why it's doing so well. So some snakes go on the feed straight away, some take some time, but anything that is struggling, before we assist feeding them, we just drop down the prey size to a pup. If they're not going to take a fluff straight away, we go down to the pups and then give them a couple of pups. Once they get that into the system, they're much more likely to see the larger prey item as not as a threat but as a meal, and they'll take it. So there's a little tip there. If you're struggling to get your babies feeding, drop down the prey size. Okay, so that's the second one in there, and then the other one which we would like to keep is this beautiful animal here. Again, I think it's just, some of these just shed out, so you can see how pretty they are. So there we have a beautiful example of a leopard, pastel leopard, double het DG Clown. And if I bring that out, Mandy, so you can see it under the limelight. It's had 10 mils. You can see it's about 130 grams. It's got some wacky patterns. We like the leopard in the genetic, and we want the leopard genetic to go through to the DG Clown project. So now coming back to our earlier video, we talked about the importance of having codoms in the double recessive projects. This is what this year has allowed us to achieve, those double recessive het genes, but also with plenty of codoms going in as well. There you go, Mandy. Looks like he's falling in love with you, isn't he? Look, isn't he lovely? So really pleased, and it takes us 5 seconds to feed them. As soon as we've opened the drawer, Mandy, what happens is they just come straight in, and although the initial babies take time to get going, once they get going, they're a real pleasure to feed. So there's another one there on the whole back side, and then there is another one in clutch 2, because we had quite a few animals in clutch 2. But this one I think could also, and I forget to mention this, there could be cryptic in some of these genetics as well, because the Desert Ghost Enchi girl, Isa, which came from Europe, has, and you can see there's the clean shed. In fact, there's 2 sheds in there for some reason. I don't know why there's 2 sheds. But look how beautiful this one is. This is just a step away from the earlier holdback, but I want to keep this one because look at the patterns on it. So it's got the leopard, it's got the Enchi. It hasn't got the super Enchi, but there's 1 Enchi in there. But it also could be containing cryptic. So it's het for clown and het for cryptic. If it is, it's a krypton. And we may be looking at a krypton here, which is very powerful. The visual cryptic is identical to what a krypton looks like, Mandy. So whatever that means, but it is quite hard to get your head around the genetics, but just have a little look how beautiful that is. I just love the contrast. The leopard, I think, for me is one of my favourite genes. It just makes everything look wonderful. You put leopard and Enchi together, you get some amazing looking snakes. And if you look very carefully at the eye patterns, isn't that just beautiful? And again, a nice chunky animal, just shed out, and it's looking stunning. So we do have some other snakes that are going to be available very similar to this. So if this is a project you'd like to get into, the DG clown with all these combinations, do hit us up on either Instagram, WhatsApp, or on the channel here, or I'm also on Facebook as well, New Forest Morphs. You can message me there. Okay, so let's move on. We've got quite a few to go through, so we're going to go quite swiftly here, Mandy. So now moving on to clutch 3. These are the 2 pastel cine yellow belly het lavenders, and they are 100% het pied as well. Well, actually not 100% het, they are pied. And I think what we forgot to do is we forgot to mention on here that these are actually pieds. So let's have a little look and see what we've got. Both shed out. You can see that one's just shed out. Isn't that just stunning, Mandy? Isn't it beautiful? Now I'll turn it around so it's facing the camera. Absolutely stunning animal. Pastel cinnamon, yellow belly. So there's your 3 codoms. Visual pied, 100% het for lavender albino. So, well, why would we have this as a holdback, do you think? Well, we're going to get these recessive genes, need to have these extra genes going in. We want to put cinnamon into the Dreamsicle project. So we can plug this one into one of the mums, which is a Dreamsicle girl, and actually produce some pastel yellow belly cinnamon Dreamsicles, which I think will look stunning. So that's one reason. And then the second one we're going to keep, and there's 2 others. We've actually got 4 of these, so we might make the other 2 available depending on the sexing. Jad will be not very well this week, but when he's back next week we're going to go through and sex a lot of these animals. But just look how chunky they are and how solid they're building so beautifully. So we're really grateful for these lovely animals, and I think it will take the Dreamsicle project forward. It will take the Exantic project forward, because we've got an Exantic pied girl which we could plug into, and we can also plug them into the clown project, so we can get the clown gene going into that, because we've got some triple hets which are het for lavender albino, pied and clown. So we can use one of these males to plug into one of the girls to get the cinnamon, pastel and yellow belly going into the Holy Grail project. So these are all good building blocks, lovely animals. So let's just slip those back, and then we'll bring you out. Well, I'll tell you what, this could be a thumbnail, so I'll bring this one out. Mandy can zoom in on this one. Just look at the pattern on it, unbelievably beautiful pattern. And he has got a lovely pattern. I mean, just look at that pattern. For cinnamon, you don't normally get as much pattern on a cine, but because the yellow belly and the pastel are in there, it's actually opening up the pattern for us, and that's what we want. And you can see he's got some beautiful pattern. So there we go, and you can see they're all got nice clean sheds, so that tells me the humidity is good. And we'll just slip these ones back, and then we'll pick out a couple more, and then we'll give a shout out to one of my favourite breeders, and slip those 2 back. And so we've covered those. Now this one here, these two here are from clutch number 6, which I think we're going to have 2 holdbacks from clutch 6. And again, they've both shed out and they're both really, really packing on weight. And this is the spot nose clowns, which have pastel in, and they also have potentially Enchi and lesser. So this one here is called Rudy. She's about 110 to 120 grams now. She's a beautiful girl. I think she might be in the super pastel, but definitely a pastel spot nose clown, and I think she's carrying vanilla. She could also be carrying leopard, so she could be a Batman, but it's difficult to establish whether the leopard is in there. But it's certainly got some wacky pattern to her, so we may have hit our first Batman. I'm not 100% certain, but we can do a shed test. But this one would be a wonderful addition to the project, and it means that we can then take our Batman projects to the next level, and the Pompeii project as well, and bring those into all our other clown combinations. So a very worthy holdback and very pretty. I think you like the look of her, Andy. Emily certainly loves her and called her Rudy. So she's a holdback. Over here we've got one of my other favourite ones here. She's very striky, this one. She's hissy and striky, but she is a wonderful looking Enchi clown that has lesser, and again could have leopard, because the leopard and Enchi give you that very long thin head stamp with the dorsal in there as well, going right down the back end. You can see they're exploring each other. They're from the same clutch. You wouldn't believe they're from the same clutch. The other thing is she may be carrying vanilla. So if you look at the intensity of the yellows, she could be carrying vanilla as well. So isn't it just beautiful how the vanilla impacts on both animals? And I think vanilla's in this one as well. You can see that vanilla tint in there. But a lovely pair of holdbacks that Jared and I are very happy about them. They're doing so well. They're so chunky. That could make a good thumbnail, but we'll have to see. Right, so let's just put them back in their right areas. This one likes to be covered up. This one likes to hide. I'll just put the hide back on there. She likes to explore as well. This one here is a traveller. It's lovely because when you want to domesticate or socialise your animals, when you get ones that want to explore, they feel comfortable being with you for a few minutes, and gently to socialise your animal, it's worth spending a few minutes with them and letting them know that you're not a threat to them. I think they've all worked out that we feed them regularly, clean them regularly, give them fresh water, and the very process of looking after your snakes gives you that social bond. So right, so let's move on to the other holdbacks. Hopefully we've got some time on the camera there, Mandy. Right, let's go on to a couple of other stunning animals. So obviously this is Jared's ones now. So we've got the Gravel Clown project number 4. Actually number 5 is the Gravel Clown. So Toothless Chainsaw and Scribble, which you've seen before. I'll bring them out as 2s and just show you how they're doing. They've both shed out, they're both eating lovely meals, both putting on weight. These two will be, because we believe they're both Gravel Clowns and we want to get the Gravel Clown into our Super Gravel Clown projects. This one is also carrying lesser, so it's a lesser Gravel Clown, and crazy markings on the body. Well over 100 grams now, established feeder, and it's got a love heart on the back. And often your Gravel Clowns will have a shape of a love heart on their heads. And then if I show you the side profile, you can see how beautiful that is. It's one of my favourite snakes of the season, and doing really well. And this one is called Scribble, which we think has got an extra dose of pastel in it. And you can see how pretty and funky it is. And again, you can see the head stamp. It's got a gravel head stamp and a wacky pattern, and that was named by my grandchildren. Both of these were named by my grandchildren, Scribble and toothless chainsaw. I'm sure they will feature in our future breeding and see what they can produce for us. But stunning animals, very excited to see these ones coming into our projects. Slip those ones back. So that is clutch number 5, Gravel Clown multi-combos. And then we've got clutch number 5 also. There's another Gravel Clown that I must bring out and show you, this one, which I think has Jared excited because it's carrying virtually all the genes that we could possibly have hoped for. So that clutch came out so well. It was a repeat clutch from the previous year, and the previous year we only got some plain Gravel Clowns. This time we've got some multi-combo Gravel Clowns, and you can see just how stunning the pattern is, what the gravel does to the patterns on its back. Isn't that just beautiful, man? Really pleased. So we've got another one. Jared will be sexing these next week, and then we'll be able to work out exactly what sexes we've got. I think he has actually sexed them. I think the chainsaw, toothless chainsaw's a boy, and we've got 2 girls, the 2 girls I'm showing you, so we can make some super gravel multi-combo clowns if we grow them up. But what I like about this one is look at the beautiful whites, teardrops, that the gravel and the lesser have produced together with the pastel. So stunning animal. It's more powerful than the chainsaw, toothless chainsaw. Although toothless chainsaw does look good, this one is probably the more powerful genetic, carrying more genes. So that's super exciting. So we were lucky to hit the right ratio on the sex ratio there. And now the orange, I think we've got here clutch number 4. There's a couple of really beautiful animals in clutch number 4 which we are going to keep. And I believe they're carrying the Orange Dream Leopard Enchi in here. So let's see what we've got here. So this one here, which I think is amazing, on clutch number 4. Just have a look and see what we've got here. So this was Bellissimo, our Pastel Leopard OD Yellow Belly Het Clown Boy, went to our Enchi Lesser Clown Bubbles, and I believe in here we may have Orange Dream and Yellow Belly in here. So let's see if he'll come out. We haven't handled him very much, so he might be a bit hissy, but just look at the Yellow Belly and Orange Dream in this boy here, and the Leopard and the Enchi. So I think we've got Enchi, Yellow Belly, Orange Dream, Leopard, 100% het for Clown. And look at that head stamp, Mandy, isn't it beautiful? What a beautiful head stamp. What I like is the blushing. If you look carefully on the belly, you see the blushing on the belly. So this is what gives away the Yellow Belly and the Orange Dream combining together. You get flames coming up, but those flames have that orange tint, and the Leopard really sets it all off beautifully. And look at the head stamp and eye art, absolutely stunning animal. So we've got Orange Dream going into our projects in a pretty wonderful way. And the other one here doesn't carry the Enchi, but carries the pastel. And you can see it's got Leopard pastel. I believe this one could well be Orange Dream. Again, it's got the blushing. It shows me it could be Orange Dream. And it could have Yellow Belly as well. So this would be interesting. Look at the flames coming up. So a beautiful animal. Together they make a lovely pair, and putting on good size. Look at the belly patterns on that one, the influence of the Orange Dream and Yellow Belly. And we'll put that one back, and let's have a look at the belly patterns on this one. Not so much, but there are some Yellow Belly patterns. It looks like you might be carrying Yellow Belly, this one. So not sure if that one's got Orange Dream, but this one certainly has the look of an Orange Dream, Yellow Belly, Het Clown, Leopard. So that is clutch number 4. How much time have we got on the video, man?
Just gone 24 minutes.
24, so we've got a few minutes left. In those last few minutes, we'll just show a couple of other holdbacks, and then we'll do a shout out. So the cherry bomb projects, I'll bring out both of them. I'm going to keep both of the cherry bombs. They are really hard to hit, so it's equivalent of having a double recessive project, but effectively they are Bamboo Mojave Ultramel. So this is the Bamboo Mojave Ultramel in here. Had a couple of mils, but it's not settling down into a regular pattern, so it could be putting on more weight. But you can see the beautiful red eye in the cherry bomb. See that? There's your cherry bomb eye. And then this is carrying Mojave and bamboo, or it could be a super bamboo. So we'd like to get a few more meals in this one. It's had a couple of meals, but it tends to want to flee rather than eat, so we're going to have to work out a solution on that one. This one here we thought was a cherry bomb. With hindsight, I think it's a bamboo ultramel, and it isn't necessarily the cherry bomb. So I think we may have thought it was a cherry bomb, but I think it's a bamboo. Has got the red eye, but you've got a beautiful ultramel and bamboo combining there. And again, these two are going to be... This guy was a pistol, he's settled down, but he's eating ever so well. Okay, and then the last two, before we give a shout out, I'll put these two back. We've only got a couple of minutes left. In fact, what I'll do is I think I'll show off the other ones another time, because I'd like to give a shout out to one of my favourite breeders. And over here, Mandy, I've actually put him on the video so you can see. And his company, he's actually based in South Africa. And if I show you the, his name's DJ Van Dyke, and he's been around since 2013. He's got some amazing projects. He's talking about his holdbacks. We'll just watch a little bit of that and give him a shout out. But his company is called Reptiles For Centuries, based in South Africa, 2013. Go give him some follow and some love.
Favorite holdbacks of the past season. So the first animal we've got here today is this beautiful black pastel Enchi lace clown male, and the reason why we decided to keep back this certain male is just because we want to produce white lace clown combos in the near future, but we wanted to add a dark combo gene to the white lace project, and black pastel just gives us the perfect balance of what we want to introduce into the white lace project. So this male is actually 50% head pied as well. I don't think we're going to necessarily use him for the head pied part, but he's going to be a great addition to our white lace clown project and our lace project in general.
Okay, so I think what we'll do, Mandy, we'll call that pretty much a wrap. Go give him some love and some follow. I watched his last video last night, Mandy. He bought a beautiful snake from Justin Kabelka, which is like potentially going to give him a quad recessive visual eventually, and it's hypo clown pied and one other gene. I can't remember the other gene, but he is going for it. He's investing quite heavily. He's a lovely guy. I love his approach to business. He's got a very good website as well. Go give him some love. I hope everyone has a lovely weekend. Thank you for your love and support, and for all the people that get behind us to help us make these films possible. Thank you, Mandy, for being my camera lady today, and we wish you all a wonderful weekend. Bye for now.